We definitely live in a time where superhero stuff, especially movies, have been dominating for about a decade now. It's been one of the main things for quite a little while. And so looking back at some of these ones like, older superhero films, like even Kick-Ass, dude, this is insane. So a little bit before I get into Kick-Ass at all here, it's like it seems to be one of those parody type of movies or spoof or they're very much making this film based off of current like influence of other like comic books or comic movies, superhero stuff, whatever. And we've got TV shows like Invincible and The Boys, which are based on one or a couple of comic runs as well. And they are pretty much a parody on, I don't know if I want to say if they're a parody or a spoof, whatever. They're trying to be different than a lot of the mainstream comic stuff that we do see in the modern day lately. They try to be a little bit more darker, a little more edgier, maybe. And, say what you want about some of them, but they're trying to do things a little bit differently than how they normally would go in a superhero film, like a super strong person catching somebody when they're falling. It's not as simple as, oh, I gotcha. It's like, if you don't do it right, you can pretty much kill them yourself with this. If you hold on to them a little too tight or whatever, like there's different things that happen. Like Invincible really shows that, I would say. And The Boys touch on that too in some areas where it's like, oh shit, one of the speedster guys, the A train just rams right into a person, turns her into goo. Just spoiler right there. And so going back to Kick-Ass, which came out, which was a film that came out before these shows, and this was like before like the MCU was really 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 taken off. Like it was MCU was starting to become a little bit more popular, but it wasn't fully around, wasn't fully the best yet. But Kick-Ass comes out, and this is my first time watching it, and it's really good still now. This is post watching all this other superhero stuff. Kick-Ass is a pretty good film here. It's supposed to be more like in the real world. There is no superheroes or anything around there, but it's a teenager, kid that kind of, wants to do it. He questions how come there isn't one. It seems like there could be one. Why not? Whereas all these people that read these comic books, but they don't go out and do it themselves. And it's like, so why not give it a shot? Why not give it a shot? And so he does, and he gets his ass kicked many times. It's not as easy as it looks. He's not skilled in any way, shape, or form. And then you go over to Hit Girl and Nicolas Cage. I'm just going to call him Nicolas Cage because he's Cage, man. And he's basically a Batman type of character, a daddy, basically, with that. And, and the little girl, he's teaching her a lot of stuff. And, he shoots at her so that she can, knows what it's like to get shot at. And, she has a bulletproof vest on and whatnot, and testing that out. And it's like, this is interesting that even though it's supposed to be like a comedy, they do have moments in Kick-Ass that are like really good. Like a lot of moments between Hit Girl and Nicolas Cage are really good in this film. I'm like, wow, this is like its own story that's actually interesting as well. Like wow, okay, geez. And then you go back to Kick-Ass and what he's doing. And the name Kick-Ass is kind of funny. He's like, I'm Kick-Ass. It's like, it's such a cringe. It's so cringe, but it's like, why not at this point? Whatever. Like, there's a lot of cringier names out there that exist for superheroes in the main comics and stuff. There's Polka Dot Man. Like, really? There's some people that are just kind of silly here and there, but was okay. There's actual like gangsters and things going on, and that are like really confused by these actual superheroes coming out of the woodworks. He's kind of like, what the hell is this shit? And then at the end of it, the son, or the son was trying to be a hero as well, and get to know Kick-Ass so that he can get him killed or and whatnot. But figures out he's just pretty much a teenager. He's just much a kid, just some weird nerd. And that Hit Girl and the dad are the ones that you need to go after. And like, dude, they do a pretty good job here with this stuff. Like, they do a pretty good job with this. They have the the guy Kick-Ass. He got a girl that he likes, but she thinks that he's gay. It's kind of funny. And then he tries to surprise her, and then yeah, it turned out how I kind of expected with that. She's like, why are you dressed like Kick-Ass? Like, I am Kick-Ass. And then she's a little more interested in him. He starts getting things start going his way a little bit more since he started to try to be a superhero, even though he got his ass kicked many times already up to this point, and it's still working out for him. But Yeah, Kick-Ass 1, I went all over the place with this because just different thoughts here and there. There's funny scenes, with the action in the end. Hit Girl, dresses up like a schoolgirl, and then just goes up and is just killing everybody, and then it gets into a Hit Girl outfit and still killing people. They have freaking bazooka that they took. Just hilarious stuff here with this. And he's got a jetpack, which is a little silly. It just reminded me of Turbo Man, but whatever, dude. Whatever. This was brilliant. And then you get Kick Ass 2. I'm gonna do both in this one video. I was gonna do two different videos, but I'll just do them in one since I saw them both recently. And I wasn't sure how old Hit Girl was supposed to be. I thought she was supposed to be like 10, but I guess she's supposed to be more around 15 is what they're going for. So it's to be like a 15-year-old girl. And so it's like, okay, so she's in high school essentially with that. It makes it a little less creepy-ish as far as like in the second one where she's, got high school mean girls that she's dealing with. So it's like, okay, she's high schooler. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. And again, there's a lot of things in Kick-Ass 2 that are like, this is a decent story. Like, even though it's a comedy, like this is still pretty good, actually. It's like supposed to be making fun of the tropes a little bit, but it's still pretty funny. And they're doing it. They have Hit Girl who is, trying to beat her dad home after she was just, beating up some guys, and then she's, trying to get there, and he does not want her. Well, not her dad, the dad's friend that's keeping track of her since Nicolas Cage got killed in the last film. No, he does not want her to be a superhero. He wants her to just be a normal girl, and so she tries. She makes a promise, and so she's going to keep it, and then she is just going to try to be a normal girl all on her own. And it's hilarious the interactions that she has with like the other girls, and she's trying to be one her best as best she can, but it's not working out. And she comes over in the freaking cafeteria with a walkie-talkie thing that makes people vomit and shit themselves. I don't understand that at all, but that is brilliant. That's just it's bottom tier funny kind of, but then it's like the fact that she's so skilled with fighting and everything, the fact that she doesn't do all that and does this, I think is kind of funny with that. And when they're trying to have her join the cheer squad, she's just pretending that she's fighting a bunch of bad guys, and that like looks super badass to the people watching her try out for cheerleading. And it's like, oh shit, you can do all that stuff. Damn, okay. Shit, like they were all expecting her to be a timid little, you can't really defend yourself or know how to dance or do anything at all type of girl. But now she's got a humongous skill set under her belt already. And then Kick-Ass in the story as well as a character was starting to grow. He's like actually committing to trying to do superhero stuff for once. And there's Jim Carrey plays as the Colonel, and he's got a team he's trying to make, and it's ridiculous, but it works as it is. The villain guy, I keep on forgetting his actual name, but he calls himself the motherfucker in this. It's so cringe, but they know it's cringe when they make it. Like they have characters react like, dude, this is so stupid. Why are you doing that? And again, they have a nice scene where he visits his father, or not his father, his uncle. I think it's his uncle, and they're to get advice on what to do as like a super villain. And the guy's like, dude, you can't just be trying to get into this. Just go to school or whatever. You'll be fine. And he's like, you want to see real evil? And then he's like, pick up the phone, and he has this guy just kill the driver, the guy that's been showing the motherfucker around this whole film. Like pretty much there's only family left, and he just kills him. And then the motherfucker's just like, well, you just showed me how bad I have to be, so thank you. Nice. Now I know how to be a villain. And it's just like, damn, that was intense. That was an intense little thing. It was weird in the beginning how he accidentally kills his mom while she's in a tanning bed, just kicks it, and it fries her to death. And then they're cleaning out her stuff, and then she's got like a BDSM getup or something, or a dominatrix stuff and beads and whatever. And he takes it and he starts to make his supervillain thing out of it. And the guy sees him and is just like, dude, I know you're going through some problems right now, but this is weird as shit. And he's like, no, I'm the motherfucker. And I assume that's supposed to be a double entendre on his mom's dead. And it's just, I don't know. That was weird. That's weird, but it was funny. It was funny. And then the little villain team that he ends up picking out that are pretty much stereotypes of who they are, Mother Russia. That stuff was great. She has just a killing scene, just killing cops. There's like 10 of them. It's such dumb humor, but it is funny. Like I found it funny. And yeah, I don't know. Just this was a good. I just freaking love these two films, Kick Ass and Kick Ass 2. They were something, and they didn't have to be as good as they were. I'd say. I mean, they're trying to be comedies and like making fun of tropes that happen with superhero films, but they're still good superhero films regardless. I would say, like they still have some hints and moments of like, what if you were to have these people that don't that know of comic books and stuff, know of these heroes, but what if they tried to do it in real life, kind of a thing, and they'd have their story play out as it is. And a lot of times their stuff does not happen the way that you think that it should, and like it would in the comic book. It does not happen the way you think. So it's, I don't know, they're just fun. Freaking love them. Freaking love them. Check them out if you haven't. Kick Ass 1 and Kick Ass 2. Get my seal of approval for sure. See you later.